Hello, hello. We're going to jump right into that. Theme music you know and love real quick. Quick announcement. This is Sarah. Hi. We had a few audio issues with the recording here. Luckily, our amazing producer, Azzy, was able to do some techno-audio wizardry, and you might not even notice at all. But if you do notice, if you're like me and audio stuff weirds you out, that hey, it's going to be fine. It's mostly good. Just don't worry about it. Thanks for listening. We love you. Also, if you're enjoying the pod, tell your friends. Maybe leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever. Hey, well, let's just get into. I'm sorry. Let's just get into the episode. I love you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for gathering here for what is unfortunately a very somber event. For we are in Riverdale Season 6. What's up, everybody? I'm Omar Najam.
R.I.P. Riverdale. We're back in the D, and we're here to hang out. I'm Sarah Rose Kaplan. And Omar, I'm excited as always to talk Riverdale with you.
I'm so excited to talk Riverdale with you as well. This is a very emotional episode.
It really is. And I'm glad that we have a guest who can help us work our way through those emotions.
Yes.
A guest who sometimes you just need a completely fresh take on things. And luckily, this guest has never seen Riverdale, I assume. Like most of our guests. Hello, Mary Anthony.
Hi. Oh, I'm very excited.
Cheer.
Really glad to be able to talk through this with you guys. What an episode. What a lot happened. There was life, death, there was magic, I'm really glad that I can talk to you guys about it, work through it.
Mary, people might know you from your comedy work, from your performances with Moongoon. You're just a member of the hottest indie musical production squad in LA right now. And I want to know, does that include Riverdale Expert? Have you seen Riverdale?
I've never seen Riverdale. I've only heard of it.
Perfect.
Yeah, never seen it. Not a single episode. I only knew like the lead actress because I loved Get Revenge, that Netflix movie. And I loved the guy who was in May December.
Of course,
so
yeah.
I've seen the actors in other things, and then I just knew they were in Riverdale. That's the extent of my Riverdale knowledge.
That's the appropriate amount to have.
Works. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know. I knew maybe it was kind of like, what's the word? Fantastical, but that I didn't know.
As a fan of those actors, does this feel like coming home to you?
Yeah. I'm really seeing them like get back to their roots. You know, it's like when Anthony Hopkins does Broadway or De Niro does Broadway, and you're like, yeah. I was like, good. Charles Melton in Riverdale. Absolutely. Yeah. After the Julianne Moore, Natalie Portman movie. Yes, here he is.
Yeah, fully let off the leash to smolder to his heart's content.
Yes, exactly.
Now, as we go through this, since you are kind of fresh in the Riverdale universe, you might have some questions. Fortunately, we have an ongoing segment which runs the entire extent of our episode called Ask Azzy, because we are joined by our producer, Azzy. How's it going?
Hello. It is wonderful to be here, although a little somber because it is a funeral for a friend.
Yes. Yeah. We can only be so happy. It is unfortunately a bad day.
Yeah. But I'm thrilled to be here, thrilled to be with you all and talk some Riverdale.
Yeah. Mary, what do you think Hiram did?
It was, I think he did a lot of things because I couldn't tell. I was like, she was like, I know. I mean, it's crazy to open a eulogy with, I know my dad did horrible things. And I think he said to a lot of you. So I was like, what? For a second, I was like, maybe it was one big bad thing he did right before death, but he had a life of good. No, it seems as though this man did both personal damage to many people.
Yeah.
And was like somehow kind of powerful. I don't know if he was in politics or if he was
Yeah.
like damage to society.
Let's play a little quiz. It's called What Did Hiram Do?
Okay.
And I'm going to make up some options. And I'm going to sneak one real thing Hiram did in there, and you're going to try to tell me which one was real.
Played by Mark and Consuelos, right?
Probably. I don't know the names of actors.
Azzy, how's that looking?
Hiram is real to me, and I prefer not to break the reality of the show.
The immersion.
Okay.
Yes, played by Mark Consuelos.
That's Kelly Ripa's husband.
Yes.
So by morning he does morning show with Kelly Ripa, and then at nights Riverdale. But that's neither here nor there.
I'm gonna give you 3 options for what Hiram Lodge did to see what those horrible things were.
Okay.
Did Hiram
2 truths, 1 lie. No, sorry. The opposite.
2 lies, 1 truth. Did Hiram A, plant a bomb under Veronica's best friend's bed as sort of a petty attempt at vengeance? Did Hiram B, sell Veronica's boyfriend at the time into an underground juvenile delinquent fighting ring? Or did Hiram C, intentionally attempt to drive the town of Riverdale into bankruptcy in order to get access to the rich palladium deposits underneath?
Ooh. Well, there did seem to be some kind of explosion, and we're experiencing the ramifications of some sort of explosion. So I'm leaning towards A. However, C feels really right because it's like kind of like it's like it's like, oh, it's rotten at the core. There's more than what seems. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm oh man. C?
Mm-hmm.
C is correct.
Yes.
The twist is that A and B are also correct. Hiram did all those things.
I'm curious about the juvenile fighter squad because whenever she was talking to her boyfriend, it seemed as though, he did something bad.
Actually, this is when she was dating Archie.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you haven't seen the show, Mary, but you might remember that it was around the time that Archie fought a bear.
Yeah.
If that helps at all.
Oh, Archie fought a bear?
He did.
To save his dog.
Yeah.
Bingo?
Bingo.
Yes.
Bingo.
Okay. It took me a while to figure out that Bingo was not a person, but then I was like, oh, okay. I get it. Okay, got it. It's coming together. It's coming together.
Yeah. So, like you said, we're gathered here to celebrate the life of a very complicated man.
Yeah, I don't see black and white. I don't know about you, Mary.
Yeah.
What do you think happened in episodes 1 through 6? If you had to guess.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Obviously, the explosion that caused Cole Sprouse, I think, to lose his hearing. Don't know his character name.
Jughead.
That was he went method.
Yeah.
Okay. he can't hear, and then another guy. Why are they all working on a house? That's another thing. I don't know what was going on. That was crazy. I was like, what? So they're also working on a house, and by them, I mean a bunch of like extremely clean cut looking men, and then the blonde girl and the guy with the crazy red hair, like Dua Lipa. Same guy as Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
They're a couple.
They are a couple.
If you had to guess what those 2 characters were, who would you guess they were?
Oh, like their character name?
Yeah.
Oh, River and Dale. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's right, actually.
Wow.
That's so good.
Close.
That's Archie and Betty.
Archie and Betty. Okay. And Betty is also in the FBI?
Correct.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Archie is Bingo's owner.
Yes.
He got some kind of like, I think the explosion provided him like power or something. Some kind of power. Then similar to like Kryptonite and Superman, there's this little piece of silver.
It's palladium, but yes.
Yeah.
Palladium that is not good for him. Betty is also, there's a serial killer?
Sure.
Yeah.
Some kind of serial killer that's called the
Huh?
Huh?
You got it?
Trash can killer? No, what is it?
So close.
Close.
It's very close. It shouldn't be, but it's very close.
The trash bag.
The
Yes.
trash bag
Trash
killer.
bag. Oh my gosh. So funny when she went to Sketch Street. It was just called Sketch Street.
Sketch Alley,
Yeah.
Sketch Alley. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where Batman's parents were shot. Yeah. I would say let me ask a quick little parenthetical question nestled within our bigger question of the season. How many episodes have they been exploring their powers up until this point, would you say?
I would hope 6. My guess, this is the only episode that they've explored their powers. This is where they start exploring their powers.
This is where they start, you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's just this one.
Is that the best case scenario for you or the worst case scenario?
I think for me, honestly, I think best. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was also really into this grandma with the eye and the side character.
Nana Rose.
Girl finding her old lover. I was like, yeah, get through the superpower stuff.
We'll get to her in a second.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
Yeah, so this is the second episode in which they've had their powers.
Okay.
They spent the first 5 episodes, as I assume you guessed, in the pocket universe of Riverdale, where all things magical and evil are true.
What? Riverdale?
Yeah. Yeah, well, as you might recall, or you could guess, a bomb was put under the bed of Archibald Andrews by Hiram Lodge, and it went off an action of destruction at the same time that love was happening between Archie and Betty, at the same time that Jughead was writing in the garage, which is an act of creation, just as Cheryl had put an accidental curse on the entire town. And I believe that covers it, or am I missing
There's one more
factor
element
that
there's the element
Palladium.
of science, which is the presence of palladium.
And the presence of palladium, and all of those coalesced into a pocket universe called Riverdale, where things were different. For example, La Llorona stole Archie and Betty's baby out of Betty's body. Pardon? Baby, no, sorry, baby. Sorry, Baby Anthony is a different character. That's
Tony and Fangs' baby.
That's right.
Yes, Tony did become La Llorona in order to protect Baby Anthony. So you are correct in, I think, seeing that link there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So Riverdale, is it a different physical place?
It's a parallel universe.
Parallel universe. Got it. So was this episode in a parallel universe?
No. This episode is in Riverdale.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah, this is real. Superpowers, real, grounded, concrete, realistic.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back home. Thank
and Mary, I'm going to start bringing us through the beats of this episode as I recorded them on a note in my phone while watching. And you just stop me whenever you have a question or a comment you want to make. Okay?
Amazing. I tried to do the same thing, and the only thing I wrote was he lost his hearing, and I didn't put spaces in anything. So it was a lost.
He lost the shearing, I believe, is how you pronounce that. Which sounds like a place in Middle Earth.
Yes.
Okay, Jughead lost his hearing, and now he can luckily still read and eat hamburgers.
Thank goodness.
Okay, we got our hand in a vice.
And kiss Tabitha.
And he can kiss Tabitha.
If he chooses to.
And okay, I do have a question about that. So they're in a relationship.
Yes, they're in a relationship.
Okay. And that woman.
Why do you ask?
Well, because they didn't seem the most affectionate, and then they were all of a sudden very affectionate. And then also she was some kind of councilwoman. What was that big city?
She's on the town council.
Okay, got it.
And would it help explain some of the emotional distance if I told you that in the pocket universe of Riverdale, in a previous episode, she'd been possessed by the ghost of a woman who murder-suicided her husband, and she almost bashed Jughead's brains in with a hammer?
Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
Okay, great.
To go on couples therapy, the Amazon show Couples Therapy, to get that sort.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So okay, that makes sense why there's a little reticence there, a little hesitation.
Good.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Moving forward, all my childhood dreams about becoming a superhero are somehow coming true. Easy, self-explanatory. That's because I transferred Abigail's soul from your body into my granddaughter's via an arcane ritual.
Yeah.
How do we feel about that?
That I was very confused because I was like, yeah, was that scene in the last episode? And then also when that woman came down, I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the body I'm seeing, that actor, has already been in many Riverdale episodes. Is like
forecast.
Okay. But now we're watching her being possessed essentially by a new character.
Well, she's not exactly new, but she made her first appearance in episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess my question would be why.
Yeah. Omar, do you wanna take a stab?
Okay, well, there's a couple things going on here. One is, to give you the full context, Abigail Blossom was a turn of the century or proto turn of the century young Blossom who fell in love with a woman, and they could not celebrate their love. And an evil warlock or sorcerer, what was the exact?
Warlock. And turn of the century meaning 1890s.
Yeah, 1890s. An evil warlock then killed Abigail's love, or led to the death of Abigail's love, and then during the passing of a comet, cursed the Abigail Blossom to forever be alone and to never die. Which is why, as you probably remember,
that's actually I don't think canon in Riverdale. That did happen in Riverdale.
That happened, yeah. So the immortality doesn't carry over, but the other historical facts are true.
It is true that Finn Fogarty, the warlock, pretending to carry a letter from Abigail Blossom's dead brother, did murder Abigail's lesbian lover, Thomasina Topaz.
Yeah, who looks like Tony Topaz because looks like they recycle every couple of generations.
Yeah, it's canonical that any ancestor looks exactly the same as their current progenitor or whatever.
Now you asked why, and I feel like I might have skirted the issue a little bit. I do believe that the answer that Nana Blossom offers is for many reasons, but one of them is just because the ladies in Riverdale are just a little bit too much, and Nana's kind of had enough.
Yeah, they all dress like harlots.
They all dress like harlots. That was my favorite line.
And I actually was wrong. She's not introduced in episode 4. She exists in the previous season as an ancestor that Cheryl invokes to curse the town.
Yeah.
Oh.
So does that all clear that up?
It clears it up, and I kind of want to show. I just want to show about that grandma. I love
Nana.
Nana Rose, standout character.
Yes, absolutely.
Real fan favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love Nana Rose. And I love that everyone looks exactly like their ancestors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not to give too much away, but you did get the sense that this body swap had happened before, but in a previous pocket universe where Abigail's soul was put into Nana's body because Nana was dying, so Abigail could die to be with her love, and then the soul of I've lost track, but the person that was in Nana's body then got to be in Cheryl's permanently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Long story short, after Abigail's lesbian lover was murdered by Finn Fogarty, Fogarty cursed her with immortality so that they could never reconnect in the witch graveyard afterlife.
Yeah, where all the lesbians hang out.
But Nana Rose helped Abigail move her soul from the immortal body into Nana Rose's elderly body so that she could die and be reunited with Thomasina.
Yes.
It was really sweet.
gross. Okay, and are we allowed to cuss on this or no?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, please.
Fuck Finn Fogarty.
So
That's
true.
Yes.
Fuck Finn Fogarty.
I don't know
Yes.
if I met Finn in this episode. I don't know that I have.
No.
He looks
Thank
exactly
goodness.
he looks exactly like Tony's boyfriend Fangs.
Oh wait, who did I see Fangs in this episode?
Yeah.
So
Loosely. I don't even know if he had a line.
I think so. Yeah, when they're at the bar, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
and when
yes.
when Cheryl, possessed by Abigail, is like sad about seeing her love
Mhm.
together with the direct descendant of Finn Fogarty. This is the backstory for that tragedy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Now, a couple questions. I know we have the rest of the episode to get.
Yeah,
we
we've
have
gotten
all
through the
plot
first
to get
eight,
through.
All of the episode, yeah.
But two questions for you, Mary. One, how do you feel about an 1890s spirit coming back and saying, "Hey, that looks like a person I had a crush on. I think they should be with me."
Yeah.
Where does that fall on for us, morally speaking?
I mean, I think it's flattering.
Yeah.
If I were to say that, I'd be like, okay, I'm flattered. However, the time has passed and you're from a different time, but also this is a world where you look exactly like your ancestor. Now, personality, behavior wise, I don't know if you're like the same as your ancestor as well, but
they are remarkably similar in this specific instance. Not always, but in this instance, they are.
Yeah.
I think that, well, I'll tell you this much. I think that Tony is going to have way more chemistry with, what's her name again? Abigail?
Abigail.
No, I think they're going to have way more chemistry than whoever the hell the barman. I was like, I'm not supposed to like this guy. I don't like this guy. Who comes up? If my boyfriend came up to my job, hugged me from behind and talked about our baby, I don't know why. The whole thing just repelled me. I was like, this is not.
I love this take on him. He's actually, just so you know, he's a totally likable character generally.
He is?
Yeah.
Well, he used to be Kevin's boyfriend because he was canonically full-on gay, as was Tony full-on gay with Cheryl.
Tony was always bisexual, and Cheryl was full lesbian.
You're right. I apologize. Yeah.
Oh, and then they got together and they have a baby.
Yeah, so they had like a platonic baby together, and then through the act of co-parenting, fell in love.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, and Kevin's the godfather.
I kind of love that. That's kind of thing, but also I'm rooting for Tony and
Abigail.
Yeah,
totally.
Speaking of like sort of generational dating rituals in a way, and this relates way more to season 1 than it does, and then we'll move on back to this episode so we can start covering it. But let's say you and a very like dashing bad boy had feelings for each other when you were kids. Then you grow up, you have kids with other people, your kids start to date. Would you use that as an opportunity to get back with that person while your children are dating each other?
Oh my gosh. Wow. So like Bad Boy Jr. and my child Jr. are dating.
Yes.
Would I see? This is always an interesting question because if all works out, then we get together and then they're step siblings.
Yeah, that would be the implication, wouldn't it?
Which is
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm going to go on record.
Yeah.
They're not actual siblings. They're siblings in word only, and that's like an arbitrary artifact of the English language. There's nothing wrong with their relationship.
Yeah, I feel like sure, why not?
Yeah.
If they're there, if they've still held a candle for me, and I've been holding a candle for them.
Yeah, I'm with you. Vindication for Alice.
I'm so far out of this. I'm so far against this.
Moving back into episode 7.
Yeah.
Mary, did you catch how Hiram Lodge died?
Oh, no, I didn't. But I did. He was kind of beat up in some of the flashbacks.
Yeah. I'm going to do another quiz for you.
Okay, great.
Tell me how he died. Option A, his hands were zip tied behind his back.
Okay.
Option B, he was shot in the back of the head 4 times.
Okay.
Or option C, he was burned.
Okay. Well, now that you said it, wasn't it all 3?
It was all 3, yeah.
I totally forgot. I laughed so hard when I heard that he was shot in the back of the head 4 times. I was like, what? Such a fantastical show. And then someone's getting shot in the fucking head. Like, oh. Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. And then I guess you're not really sure. I have no idea if she was involved or she wasn't, or if she knew something or she didn't know something.
Oh, you weren't sure?
Murky. I was like, I think she did. I don't know. There was like secrecy going on between her and her not boyfriend. I couldn't decide. Like sometimes I was like, oh yeah, she absolutely was involved. But then I was like, or was she like not involved, but like knew about it? I couldn't figure it.
So you didn't get the sense that she'd contacted the underworld to put a hit out on her own dad?
No, I did not.
One of my biggest points of this episode was at the end of the last episode, it's made such a big deal that Veronica lies to Reggie about calling off the hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then literally like 8 minutes into this episode, she's like, Reggie's like, you didn't call off the hit. And she's like, you got me. And it's like, okay, well, cool. I'm glad that was wrapped up.
That's just how their relationship works. They're always pulling fast ones over each other.
Just really like something that, I don't know, could have been kept secret for longer, but nope.
Yeah.
If you got them, burn them.
Yeah. Just like Hiram Lodge's.
Wow, she got a hit on her own dad. Okay, from the underworld. I assume because she wasn't cool with all the messed up stuff he was doing? Is that why she got him killed?
That's fair.
Ish.
Ish.
They have a complicated relationship, but yes, he was very controlling and did a bunch of stuff to her romantic partners and friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Do I think he'll come back?
Yeah, like as a ghost or something, or
it's
if this was
possible.
Riverdale, maybe, but this is a grounded universe of superpowers.
Thank you very much. There's actually no ghosts in Riverdale.
There's possession, though.
Yeah, that's a spirit.
That's a spirit.
Okay,
yeah.
My bad.
We're splitting hairs.
Yeah. Spirits can be conjured, but ghosts exist independently.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I wanted to pause here to point out what I think is the only single sort of continuity error I've ever noticed in the entirety of Riverdale.
Okay.
Which is Jughead saying, I always listen to music when I write. We've seen him write so many times without music.
He's never listened to music.
He's never listened to music while writing.
That's also like, what an interesting sort of excuse for not writing. Like it's like, I don't know. I always have to buy a new sweater when I write. Like it's just, I don't know. Like I think you should, like, I don't know. Is it harsh for me to say like too bad? And I don't mean this in like I'm sad about you
in like a too bad you're deaf kind of way.
No,
I think you're totally right, Omar. No, I'm with you, Omar.
Definitely not in that way. In a way of just like, well, do it.
Yeah. And what does he write exactly? I was trying to. Is he a journalist?
He's an award-winning novelist who also did in the Splinter universe publish an article he did where he interviewed the actual devil.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's also a journalist. Yeah.
He dabbles in it all, but he has to have that music to listen to.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
What music do we think Jughead listens to that he definitely doesn't? Because he's
Midwest emo.
Midwest emo,
that
for
seems
sure.
accurate. Yeah.
A lot of modern baseball.
Okay, like I'm too old to understand that.
I don't know what that
do you mean
means.
like a baseball show, like the Padres?
No.
Is that a Gen
Giants?
Z band?
It's not necessarily Gen Z. I think it's actually like more of a older. I think that's more of a millennial band. But hey, maybe I'm wrong.
I'm going to guess that he listens to the music I listen to when I'm writing, which is the album
soundtrack
Super
of Cats?
Discount 2 by Etienne de Crécy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If anyone out there is into like mid 2000s French electronica.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes, Nora Jones and the Dodos.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Strong.
Okay, we can't be distracted. Omar, we can't be distracted by Jughead. We have so much episode to get through.
You can't. I've got a great punchline, but I'm going to save it for another episode. I'm just going to shout it out later.
Wait, Mary Anthony, I have a very important question for you. Do you think Dan Lippert does pottery?
Oh, yes.
I don't. I think he seems like the kind of person who would.
I'm going to take that as canon. Thank you so much for resolving that for our listeners.
For clarifying on last week's episode, a thing that we completely forgot.
Okay. Jughead experienced brief moments when he was cruising, when all was right in the world. Can you relate?
Yeah, I feel like there are certain times, like I look back in like college or stuff where, you know, my biggest problems were what would be nothing today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you do a lot of cruising?
Like cruising in my car.
However you want to take it. Yeah.
Specifically
motorcycle in this case.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not talking Kevin here. I'm not accusing you of having anonymous sex in the park.
Go cruising the world. Yeah.
What recently, because I have a Prius now. Better mind.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. I recently did probably what you would call cruising and listened to the new Billie Eilish album, where I just thought,
oh my God,
put the album on and I'm just gonna drive, and like maybe I have a destination. Maybe I'll go get like a tea or something, and I'll drive.
This is wild, y'all. I knew Mary before the improv money hit. Very different person.
Oh my God, this is crazy. You can afford a car.
The money hits you and you become a Billie Eilish fan.
Yeah.
Those of us in the improv community know, but if you're listening to this podcast with all these esteemed guests and you're like, damn, all these improvisers in LA just sitting on their piles of money, I want to let you know, I've been doing improv for like 8 years, and I think I'm just at the point where I'm maybe making like $5 more to do improv than I am spending money to perform improv.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's honestly all you can hope for, is to just break even.
Yeah.
At least in my experience, you're like, I don't have to pay for a space, and wherever I'm going, I don't have to pay for parking to perform here. And that's all you can really hope for, I feel like. And I'm not paying.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's great. I think being able to park at a show.
Maybe on the street, maybe at Gelson's parking lot. Who knows?
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. I don't think mine's paid off. I think I encountered the costing fallacy at one point. And I was like, I just got to call it. And then in like any writer's room I'm in, every so often I'll bring it up. I'm like, by the way, I do improv. And then without fail, at least one writer, usually it's more, but at least one writer will turn to me and go, stop.
Dude, people hate improv.
They absolutely hate it. They either love it or they hate it. It's very hard to find the in between, you know?
I know. Yeah. I don't get it. It's the best thing that's ever existed. I'm sorry, second best after Riverdale season 6.
Yeah. Can we talk about Betty?
Please.
Maybe.
Betty's on the case. Who do you think this person? So Betty's receiving tips and tips and fingertips. Who do you think this person was to Betty, Mary?
I have no idea, because I was like, it's not is it an old flame? I couldn't understand who this was, because if I received the foot belonging to my friends, an ex-lover, an acquaintance, like an acquaintance, and I received their foot in a box at work, I would lose it. I would not get distracted. I would be like, that would be my one focus. I wouldn't be like helping build a house. I wouldn't be talking about my special powers. I would be like, what is going on? So reaction confused me so much because I was like, again, is this just the world? And she kind of deals with stuff a lot, and that's why she's not very phased.
Yeah.
My guess is like a complicated like friend or something.
That's a pretty good guess.
Like a yeah.
Like maybe her supervisor at the FBI with whom she did at one point have a sexual relationship, but then more recently had tried to sexually harass her in the office.
And they had a bit of like a girl power moment, but it kind of was defeated by the fact that they're all cops.
Yeah. And then Archie went and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Whoa. What?
That's not resonating?
Yeah, that's not, I mean, but now I guess why she isn't like so devastated.
Yeah.
Because she was being sexually harassed towards the end. So then the office is obviously crazy, right? If the supervisor has wound up missing. I was also very confused.
No one cares.
No one cares. Yeah, because she was just like at the office.
It's only the FBI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lady just walks in. She's like, I was like, this is crazy. Here, you got a package. I'm like, nobody looks in the package.
No.
This is the FBI.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Betty knew that her supervisor at the FBI was murdered, and she didn't deactivate his access key.
No.
Whoa. Okay.
Well, we're holding out hope, right? I mean, I hate to be the devil's advocate here, but like, I think it's a sign of good faith.
Okay.
At that point, we only really knew that his hand was gone.
That's true.
It was gone.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, listen, body parts are starting to stack up, and I do understand that. But like, I would still put out a cup of coffee for him. Just kind of be like, I'm sure he'll show up.
Leave the porch light on.
Yeah.
Now we get a little bit of the trash bag killer in this episode, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mary, you and I have talked about the film The Batman, which came out as of time of recording somewhat recently. It's a movie that is celebrated for a lot of its representation of the villains in the Batman universe. We've talked about the movie a little bit.
Is a tool.
Yes. Fear is a tool. Cool. That movie is celebrated. Lots of people will say, I would say undeservedly cruel things about Riverdale. Can I just point out the fact that the Riddler's entire character design was taken from this character, the trash bag killer? Put them up screen to screen. We can't do it's a podcast, but I need you at home to just pull up an image of the trash bag killer from Riverdale and pull up a picture of the Riddler from the Batman and look at them side to side. Plagiarism.
Whoa.
And if you need proof,
I'm fact checking this.
You can check our Instagram where we will be posting the visual evidence at Riverdale 6 Pod. And we're not going to forget to do that. We might have forgotten to ask Dan Lippert at the end of his episode whether or not he did pottery.
But we will not forget this.
The funny thing is, now that we're saying this, I know I won't forget it.
In fact, we're going to do a countdown. That's what the countdown was for the last 4 weeks. Countdown to a thing about Batman in 1 week. Countdown to a thing about Batman in 3 weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never realized that. That is a direct copy of the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No,
Look
other
at
way
that.
around. TBK was first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Riverdale did it.
Really?
Riverdale did it. Yeah.
The Batman stole it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question, Mary?
Yes, please.
Let's say, hypothetically, your mom is coming over.
Okay.
And you open the door and there's a man who asks you to sign a release to appear on television.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel about that?
Okay, and my mom is coming over, but she's not there yet.
She's not there. Well, she's not there yet. She texted you like, be there in 5. And then like this guy knocks at your door and was like, I just need you to sign a release to be filmed.
Yeah. Also, if it's important at all, as additional context, you did just have your dad killed.
Yeah, you did just call a hit out on your dad.
Yeah, I would definitely not sign it. But, I get that she needs to get her story out, her side, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I was confused by that whole family dynamic. Mom, because she also mentioned in her eulogy, she was like, and he did horrible things to my mother. And I was like, whoa, what did he do to mom? But then he apparently has a pretty okay relationship with Abuelita, grandma. So I'm like,
he's a very good son.
He's a good son, but not a good husband father. Is that it?
Correct.
Okay. Got it.
He's like half the time, he's very Jekyll and Hyde of a character. He loves his daughter and he loves his wife, but he expresses his love through sort of competitive criminality.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's his love language.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. And trying to kill his daughter's friends and boyfriends, those were the best days of his life. And those are some of his happiest memories.
It's not words of affirmation or giving acts of service. I mean, maybe they're acts of service to him.
Yeah.
Misunderstood acts of service.
Talk is cheap, Mary. Talk is cheap. Hiram is a wealthy man. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't sign it, but I get. Did she sign it?
She did sign it. Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Can I run you through another scenario here?
Yes, please.
Let's say you are not only the head of a local street gang, but you're also the town's sort of like guidance counselor and social worker.
Yeah.
And your ex-girlfriend comes up to you and says that she wants to adopt this seemingly 17-year-old girl. And then in the presence of this girl, she invites you over to her place to walk her through those steps slowly and methodically. How would you feel in this scenario?
I would feel, I think, overwhelmed and confused by my responsibilities. I wouldn't know who to be when. I would feel conflicted.
Do it by the book, Mary. Do it by the book.
This character was, which person was this? This
is Tony Topaz.
Tony, yes. Tony. Tony, yes. Because I remembered I loved her line when she came into the meeting. She was like, sorry, I was just dealing with a street gang. I was like, what? Just sitting late. What's happening? What? You're saying that like it to everyone.
Well, everyone knows.
This is open knowledge.
Yeah. I think I would be against adopting someone. I mean, 17, you're almost an adult. You only got a year left.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how old she is. It's never clarified.
Do you ever? Yeah, is it? But do you think it's ever too late to?
I know. I'm like,
make someone family?
Yeah.
People adopt adults.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go.
Can I run you through a sort of a different hypothetical here?
Yes, please.
Let's say you're a 130-year-old witch who's just been implanted into the body of your great-great-great-granddaughter. And you've recognized obvious descendant of your long-lost lesbian witch lover.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then this old woman with one eye who has summoned you into the sort of mortal plane once again calls this woman who's the spitting image of your dead lesbian witch lover serpent trash.
Ugh.
Those are like fighting words. I would be like, you can't say that, because also with this whole rules of the descendants, essentially just being the person, just reincarnated. She's basically saying that about her lesbian lover. She's about that. So look, I'm a Scorpio at the end of the day. I don't really know anything about that, but I do know that means that I'm loyal. And I think that I would probably, hate to say it, I would probably turn into a trash bag killer. You know what I mean?
Maybe lock an old woman in what seems to be the barn room of the house.
My God.
The dungeon?
The dungeon was it was so weird because it was outdoors, but it was inside.
Yeah.
I was so confused. The room was outdoors, but then there were walls around it. I was like, I'm so confused by what this room is.
Yeah.
And the shirt was wild. The shirt looked that she was wearing was like bedazzly on the bottom. And it just made me think of all these bachelorettes I've done where the theme is disco cowgirl. And I'm never haunted by that theme because I've had to dress that way for so many bachelorettes. I was like, she's looking like a disco cowgirl putting grandma away in a
that's a recurring theme?
Yes. I don't know if anyone else, but that's like a new like theme people love for like parties, birthday parties, bachelorettes, like, or maybe it's old because but last year, the year before, I did 2 or 3 bachelorettes that were the
we get it. You're more popular than we are, Mary.
No. But anyway, she was dressed as a cowgirl, you know?
Wild.
Got a Baby Anthony call out just in my notes. I record that every time.
We gotta keep track of Baby Anthony.
Okay. If you had to guess, Mary, would you say that the trash bag killer is likely to be a jealous serial killer?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's correct. At least Betty agrees with you. I just thought that was a funny line. The trash bag killer, TBK, is a jealous serial killer. I feel like most serial killers I've met have done a lot of internal work to sort of get over their own insecurities and are able to participate in sort of open, communicative, non-monogamous relationships really well.
And real quick, if I can take the time to ask a hypothetical.
Yeah, please.
If recently you had developed superpowers, specifically the superpower to identify people that mean at least seemingly direct harm to you, or someone else, it's kind of nondescript, but you know when people are going to do something dangerous, and a serial killer busts into the FBI, handcuffs you to a bench, and is standing in front of you, but you can't see their aura. That means that they maybe don't have violent intent. How would you react?
Whoa. I think, yeah, I guess if my superpower, you know, I guess maybe I would try to have a heart to heart, you know, I would be like, I would try to get to the root of their issues and figure out, you know, why is trash bag killer seeking such negative attention?
So true.
What's going on? Like, why are you acting out? Why are you sending body parts? Like, do you really just need someone to ask you how your day is? Or like, what's...
I appreciate that, Mary. I do think that like that is emotional labor that you shouldn't have to go through if you are an FBI agent.
I agree.
Arm to a chair. And I'm sorry that we live in a society where that would be the expectation.
Yes.
I mean, as we all know, FBI agent is basically a service industry job.
Yeah.
Can I run you through another potential TBK scenario here while we're on the subject? Let's say you are perhaps an invulnerable war hero, but your powers have been stripped from you because of the presence of palladium, and you're in the attic of your own house being held captive by a known serial killer who tells you that you're going to have a grand old time chopping you up into little chunks. And then your mother-in-law brings your dog by. And you get to say one thing in this scenario. What do you say?
I go, bingo. Oh, bingo. No, I don't know. I guess I would say like, because I'm also a vet in this situation. Is that right? I'm also someone who's country.
You're kind of a veteran. Yeah.
No. You are very much a veteran. You're a war hero.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, what did I fight for? You know what I mean? To come back to this. What did I fight for? I would. Can I be honest?
Yeah, please.
Mm-hmm. There is so much that happened in this episode. I don't even remember this. So much that happened.
No, you know what? That
immediately before this podcast, I considered watching it last. And I said, I can't watch it. I can't watch it tomorrow night or last night because I need to watch it immediately before I don't even remember this.
This is so great because Mary, in this reality, then essentially the answer to the question that you're providing is it's like I'm going to chop you up into little pieces, and then you look up at the trash bag killer and go, "I am going to forget you in an hour." You're the least interesting part of my day.
I don't even know who you are.
I don't know.
So you're saying what I'm hearing is that you wouldn't just shout "Bingo, kill" and hope that Bingo remembers his commands from his old dogfighting days.
Yes. And then is this where he fell? Or no, he fell before. I just remember he fell through.
Yeah, he did fall before. Yeah, he fell through the landing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm,
Now coming back to, okay. Yes. I would probably not just yell bingo kill. Also, crazy command. Can you teach a dog to kill?
Well, he was a dog-fighting dog.
Oh, okay. There are fighting dogs and non-fighting dogs.
To quote Archie immediately after this, luckily Bingo remembered his commands from his old dogfighting days. So I don't know if you caught that when they slipped in.
Oh, yeah, I must have missed that. Really important expo. Of course, he's the vet of sorts himself, I guess.
Yeah.
In the next episode, they will use Bingo's experience in the robotics team to create a little android to solve a problem. It's gonna be great. It's a real Bingo heavy season.
Wow, good for Bingo.
Yeah.
But the dog in Anatomy of the Fall, I say just as good. Anatomy of the Fall.
Would it surprise you if I said that Bingo also developed superpowers?
Yeah, that would surprise me. What are his superpowers?
Oh, yeah, he's super strong and invulnerable, just like Archie.
Yeah, healing. He did well. He did break his legs, but only because of the palladium, right?
I think that's unclear.
I think he just got kind of exploded.
Yeah, I think maybe his powers hadn't fully settled in yet, and then that's fair.
Yeah. Takes a little long. It takes 7 years. It's
but Mary, did I startle you?
No.
Okay, good. Because I was worried this was a whole Anatole Veronica situation. I think that was my favorite line in this entire episode. Veronica comes back into her office and sees the hitman Anatole twisting a silencer onto his gun, and he just says, "Did I startle you?"
Oh yeah, doesn't he also say something about American women?
American women.
They turn on each other.
Oh man. Also, she has an office. What's she doing?
She owns and runs a casino called the Babylonium.
Oh my gosh.
This is my favorite moment of this podcast, when all of our guests have a face palm.
Yeah.
Without fail. Every episode.
If you had to guess from Veronica's previous life as a high-powered investment banker in New York City, what do you think her nickname was?
Yeah.
What?
How old is Veronica?
25.
And so was this all done in her real lifetime, or was she a different person?
Between episodes loosely 5 and 6 of season 5, they do a 7-year time skip.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, but yeah, what do you think her nickname was as a high-powered investment banker?
Investment banker.
Domino.
Domino's pretty
strong.
Yeah. I have no idea. What was her name?
She was called the She-Wolf of Wall Street.
American women, man.
American women, man.
American women.
That sucks.
That's so bad.
Yeah, luckily Anatole, not a problem, because he just gets shot right in the forehead.
By Abuelita's Iceman.
Yeah, by Geraldo.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I thought "Did I Startle You" was my favorite line, but then it was actually this exchange between Geraldo and Veronica. "My sister is pretty pissed at me, I think, for ordering a hit on your father."
Should he I think he got a little soft towards the end. I think giving a lead as to who ordered the hit was probably not his greatest move.
Yeah.
Well, he's just so confident she's going to die. What does he care?
Yeah.
He's confident Veronica's going to die?
Yeah.
How does he think Veronica's going to die?
He's about to shoot her.
Oh, I see. I was like, maybe there's something else going on.
No.
He lowers his gun. Actually, I think you're going to get food poisoning. I'm going to let this one just play itself out.
Dude, that would be a horrendous prediction given that Veronica, I think you could probably guess this, Mary, based on all the signs in the episode thus far. But Veronica's going to get the power of resistance to all poisons and become, the
she-wolf of Wall Street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, truly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, ain't it?
I mean, it's better than the human dialysis machine. Okay.
Riverdale makes me feel so overstimulated. I'm so overwhelmed and I can't keep track. And I'm dying to know who watches this. Is it a lot of younger people that watch? Is it a variety?
And Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah and Omar watch this.
Oh man, it's
undiagnosed is probably a label.
Yeah, that's a good label.
What we learned in episode 2 from Vic Michaelis was the CW demographics revealed that most people who were watching this show were women in their late 50s, early 60s.
I think that was the CW's audience in general.
Okay.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we got to speed through the rest of this episode, but we're almost done. We miss anything important? Oh yeah, Jughead can read minds.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
And he writes a graphic novel because another person that Tabitha introduces him to is deaf and wrote a graphic novel.
It's the only kind of story deaf people can write.
Yes. Yeah. He was like, I'm not learning ASL, and then was like, you know what? I'm going to write a graphic novel. That is class A procrastination. You should learn ASL.
You should learn ASL.
Yeah.
You should watch that movie about that drummer.
That's very writer. I feel like too. It's like, oh, you did a feature. I'm going to do a feature. Oh, you did a short. I'm going to do. I actually just finished my graphic novel. I was like, okay, this tracks.
Yeah,
you're so right. Come to my Fringe play. I should do Fringe. No, come to mine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If you were going to plan a funeral for your dad, who is sort of a notorious criminal mastermind.
Yes. Yeah. Of course.
What photo would you pick?
I would pick a photo, where he looks happy and vibrant, and maybe a family photo, even me with him in the photo is probably what I would choose. But you'll have to remind me what Veronica chose.
That's an insane choice for your dad's funeral.
What did Veronica choose?
Omar, what would you do?
I would probably have the sketchiest looking smarmy photograph of my father. Just plastered up and projected. How about you?
I'd probably pick a picture of my father as a loosely 17-year-old holding a trophy from a wrestling competition of him, his scrawny teenage body in a wrestling singlet, I think is what I would put up.
That's good. That was one when Veronica's listing the good things. Yes, he was a bad man. He tried to blow up Archie. He tried to kill everyone. He tried to murder people again after that. Her follow-up was but he did many great things. He was a wrestler in high school.
Also, Daddykins.
Yeah,
Daddykins.
I will always love my Daddykins. I wish I didn't.
That made me want to just crawl inside myself and never return.
That is
she has never heard Daddy. That also makes me feel a little bit nauseous.
Americans, I want you to know that even though she hasn't done it as much this season, That is Veronica's go-to nickname formula. Like when she was dating Archie, she called him Archiekins.
What?
Yeah.
So it's special to dad. It's just adding on kins to. Okay, but there's something about daddykins in particular. No. It's like oil and water phrase. Two things should have made. It's like daddy and kins. I'm like, no, Veronica. No. Even daddy, I was like, oh, but daddykins.
Well, daddy as a word has been ruined.
Yes,
Yes.
Absolutely.
And like, how are you supposed to express appreciation for your dead criminal mastermind father leaving you the crown to his rum empire?
Exactly. What are you supposed to say, Dad?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question about that? Anatole goes to, and this is in this episode, right? Anatole goes to kill Consuelos and interviews him. Am I wrong?
No.
Wait,
so
to what?
the recording left for Veronica was something that Hiram recorded when he knew he was being followed. But before he got shot in the back of the head 4 times and lit on fire and buried alive.
Yeah.
It was sort of a living will situation.
Yeah. Yes.
Does it legally stand?
Yeah. Look, okay. I went to 2 years of law school, and I'm gonna put myself forward as saying yes.
Great. Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
I love that old tape recorder because that also led me to 2 things: the tape recorder, and also everything that I forget what Cole Sprouse's character was wearing. Everything before and the tape recorder had me totally confused on what time period we were in.
That's correct. That's right.
Okay, I was like, we could be in 1960 or we could be in 80. Or I have no idea. I had no idea.
It is present day.
Wow. Okay, we're in present day.
The whole town of hipsters.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, definitely did not get that. Except maybe some of the FBI stuff. But even the FBI stuff, I was like, we don't got more tech in here. You're chasing a serial killer. What are we doing? Did she even have a computer at her desk?
I don't think so.
No, but Jughead has a laptop at one point when he's trying to write.
That's true. Yes, he does. That's true.
Yeah, but he prefers the typewriter because he can hear the tickety tapping.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his music, whatever music he plays from his. He probably listens on vinyl. He's probably a vinyl guy.
I say that with such disdain. I'm sitting next to my record player. I really
don't know. Omar, don't admit that. No one can see your video on this podcast.
I love my record player. I'll die for my record player.
I'm watching our analytics. Our listener numbers are plummeting.
There are 2 of us.
Mary, can I ask you a question?
Please.
This question comes from our very first guest, Oscar Montoya.
Yes.
And it is, who do you think wins the Sin Pie Award? Who ate a big old slice of that sin pie and didn't leave any crumbs this episode?
Sin pie? Does that mean sins?
It's really this award goes to whatever inanimate object, animal, or person you think stole the show this episode.
Really delivered.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I have her name right. Grandma Rose. Is that her name?
Nana Rose. Yes.
Nana Rose actually hasn't won that one yet. So
she hasn't won one yet. Perfect.
No,
all right.
She won one of the next award.
Yes.
Which brings us to the second question for you, Mary.
Please, yes.
Who would you like to give the Ross Bryant Notice Me Senpai Award? This is a character that you want to be noticed by.
That I want to be noticed by?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That I want to be noticed by.
And the context of Notice Me Senpai, because I'm noticing not all of our guests are weebs. The context is usually sort of sexual, but aspirational.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I would love for Veronica to notice me, especially after her investment lawyer passed and just she's a powerful woman. I would want her to note. I would want her to notice me.
Yeah,
totally. You want the she-wolf.
You want the she-wolf.
Yeah, I want to be prancing around with the she-wolf. Sure, I want to be a part of that pack. You know,
don't we all?
Yeah.
Imagine you, Veronica, Reggie, an alternate universe version of Reggie, all four of you.
Absolutely. Running New York City.
Yes.
Just running scams and cons.
Yeah.
This idea is just popping in my head, and then we will get to our last question, and then possibly the fourth Dan Lippert related thing that we might sign out episodes with. But there were two actors who played Reggie throughout the run of the show. They switched actors. Wouldn't it be like this is so? Maybe this is a silly idea, but like if Veronica encountered both actors and was like, "Let's have a threesome," that would be
insane. Omar, what do you think, Mary?
I think I'm all for it. It's amazing.
Yeah. If that were like something that actually happened in episode 5, maybe.
I think that'd be great. The only thing to make it perfect for me would be somehow get Nana Rose in there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Would it break your heart to know that the threesome never happened, but the two Reggies dueled to the death, and Veronica came home with old school revolvers?
With swords, but then they were both somehow shot in the head.
Pistols. They were pistols. They're dueling pistols.
It was straight up 5 steps turn around.
We assume we don't actually see them duel. We just see the outcome.
Oh, they're right next to each other.
They both could have been shot by Geraldo, for all we know.
You never know.
And the third question of our 4 here, Mary, what was your... This question is in honor of Britannia, the young child that Cheryl/Abigail adopts. What was your... Wait, what? I don't understand moment of this episode.
I'm only allowed one?
Yes.
One.
Oh my gosh. There were so many. I think probably when I really felt like a physical, because I watched it by myself too. A real physical, like out loud laugh and reaction was when Betty opened the foot in her.
Yeah, of course. I laughed at that one too, and I already knew it was coming. It's so good.
I was like, whoa, what? I thought we were going on this superhero thing, and then we have this other thing with this woman who's being reincarnated, and there was already so much going on, and then I was like, whoa, and now she's opening up a foot, like, whoa. So that's probably the biggest one, but I would
foot and box.
Entire episode.
Sure.
These superpowers not really affecting the plot, are they? I just want to point that out. These characters still got like pretty non-superpowered conundrums. And finally, would you like to make a Dan Lippert prediction for what is going to happen this season?
Oh, okay. So just it's honorary. It's named after him, but
he was the first person last episode who decided to be bold enough to make a prediction on his own.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Give me another thing to track.
Yes.
Yeah. You could have them all in one document, Azzy. It doesn't have to be 4 Google Docs. Okay, I thought you were opening a new Google Doc each time.
They're all separate slideshows.
Well, that'll be good when we need to get our click-through rate up back in 2010.
Oh, man. Okay. This probably doesn't match up with what I already know about the plot, but I predict, what if the trash bag killer is Glenn?
Oh my God. Could be.
And these other body parts are somebody else, but it's just Glenn.
I love that prediction.
Something's going to happen with baby Anthony. I don't know what, but I need more. I need more talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you think is going to happen?
Sometimes you were baby Anthony, Mary Anthony.
Yeah, I definitely was. Hello, I recognize. I love baby Anthony. I'm like, do people call their baby whatever?
Only baby Anthony.
Yeah.
But they're insistent it's the only thing they call him.
Yeah.
And just one last prediction I'd love to hear from you. What do you think's going to happen with the immortal racist warlock Percival Pickens?
Well,
face palm number 2.
Unfortunately, Sarah, I would have to remember who the hell that is. And I don't remember who that is.
Yeah, I don't think he appears in this episode at all.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh my gosh. Percival Pickens. Let's see, Percival Pickens will
say it enough times, he'll appear.
Yeah, it is 27. It's a much more elevated Beetlejuice situation.
Yes, yeah. I think it's a he will I think he'll conspire with Nana Rose.
Okay.
Interesting. I like that guess.
Wow. We might have to have you back on to find out if that happens, Mary.
Yeah.
But if we do, you have to agree to not watch any episodes except the one other episode that we request you for.
I think I can do that. Or I want Percival Pickens to kick Finn Fogarty's ass, right? That was his name?
Oh, Warlock on Warlock action.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Down with Finn. Down with Finn.
Down with Pickens.
Down with
up with Mary
Finn
Anthony.
Fogarty.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mary. This is such a pleasure.
So fun. Thank you.
Where can folks find you? Where can folks see your shows? Where can folks keep up to date with the stuff you're working on?
Yeah. So my sketch team Moongoon performs on the first Saturday of every month at UCB. We also have a show, City Walk the Musical, coming up at Dynasty Typewriter.
Oh, amazing.
Yes. Coming up on July 7th.
Hopefully this episode's released by then. I don't think it will be.
I don't think
if you're
so.
listening, know that you missed a great show because City Walk the Musical is amazing.
Yeah, well, thank you. So yeah, mostly just UCB with Moongoon and Leroy.
Awesome.
Yay.
Yeah.
How about you, Azzy? Where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at I Need Azrael, Azrael. People can go follow the podcast, this wonderful podcast, at Riverdale 6 Pod. I'm sure we'll have more stuff.
Well, we're definitely going to have
we'll have our
TBK/Riddler comparison.
Yeah. I also, and we'll have the countdown that's been running for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm Sarah Kaplan. You can find me on Instagram at Sarah Rose Kaplan. Sarah, no H, Rose like the flower, Kaplan with a C. I'm going to say it every time. And just follow me there if you want to see me post about improv. I teach improv workshops and I perform with my Herald team Yikes at UCB. And I have a musical improv show called Dramatique. And if you're not in LA, I have so little to offer you. Unless you're in Indianapolis, actually, because I will be at Gen Con doing a little TTRPG-inspired improv with Ross Bryant and Mary Lou.
Oh my gosh, what a lineup. What a lineup. And I'm Omer Najam. You can find me at Omer Najam Film. I might be at Gen Con as well for a Daisy Quest thing on Sunday.
I hope
if
so.
If that turns out to not be true and I mention that now and that gets canceled, then I'm so sorry. And that's it. I can't wait to find out what continues to happen in this wonderful town of Riverdale.
Who knows? Thank you so much. And as we end every week, bye.